sorry for myself, but I'm just every time I look at my son, I just cry because it's just no way. It's no way I put us in this position. Like, it's just no way, and I did. And it's just like, I'm so sorry. So sorry. I just keep saying, I'm so sorry. And it's like, yeah, I might be at someone else's house, but who's to know how long this is gonna last? Like, all of our stuff is in the storage. I can't even get my soap, toothbrush, toys for my son to play with. Like, nothing. And he just laughs it off. Every time he just laughs it off. Oh, y'all don't need that right now. And don't use lights and water. And before he left, he's like, respect my house. You don't have to tell me these things. I already know that you're doing me a favor, so I'm going to do that. And it's just like before we got here at his house yesterday, he let me know, all you got to do is cook, clean, and, and have sex occasionally. I've been friends with you over 15 years, best friends with you. I've never had sex with you. Why would I do that now? That was before I came here. Laughed it off, brushed it off, but it's literally just a different story now. Now it's to the point where we're literally in the dark. He told me don't open any blinds to let any light through because the leasing office is right here. Be mindful of the water. We have to take a bath. I have to brush my teeth. I'm always gonna be mindful of that. Before he left out to go to work, hey, I'm about to go to work. Respect my place. Don't open the blinds. Don't go outside. Like I said, I'm in here with a 2-year-old. So that is hard. It's very, very hard.
Well, sounds like you made a choice. And sounds like you didn't even need to make that choice. Before you made it there, and again, I just want to preface this. I don't want to seem like I'm a heartless person, like I don't care. It's incredibly sad when you have people on the street, especially, people who get down bad, in their life. And they need help. They need, support. And it kind of sucks. But I'm wondering, where is her family that she couldn't have gone to like a family member's house instead of having to go with a friend? And this is what I'll say in terms of relationships. And I've always said this. I don't believe that men and women can be friends. Because there's always going to be one party that's interested in something from the other. And that's usually the male who's interested in something from the women. Now, I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm just saying that that's what the reality is. Look what she said. They've been friends for 15 years, and he wants sex. So for 15 years, he's had you. You guys been friends. Nothing's ever happened, and he's just been waiting his turn. And now that you need some help, now he's like, well, here's my chance. If you're gonna live with me, you're gonna have to have sex with me. And I'm not saying that that's what she should do, but she had other options. Again, she could have looked out for family. She could have went to a shelter, but she doesn't want to live in a shelter because I guess that's too beneath her. I don't understand why she's not looking for a job. I'm assuming she didn't just end up homeless. She ended up homeless maybe because she couldn't pay rent because she lost a job. But you don't end up homeless from one day to another. There needs to be an eviction notice. I mean, it depends, right? It depends on the state. There's some states you'll be evicted in 3 days if you can't pay the rent. But usually you can talk to your landlord and say, hey, look, listen, this month I just lost my job. Like, give me a month. I'll try to get you the rent. I can pay you this, and that. I don't know. I'm just saying there are other options. There's other things she could have done. And now this guy is manipulating her, is using her, or trying to use her for sex, and she still decides to be there. So at what point do you take responsibility for your actions, that you're homeless and a guy wants sex from you for you to be able to stay there? You're telling him no. He's telling you, he's making it increasingly worse for you, right? In his own house because he doesn't want you just staying there. Look, listen, I'm not saying it's sex. It doesn't have to be sex. What are you doing? You have to cook and clean, right? Sure. But what else? He's paying all the bills, and now he's got 3 mouths to feed. It's not just one, right? He's got 3 mouths to feed. So maybe you should be looking for a job to try and help him out until you get on your feet. But it seems like you're just home in the dark with your son, crying about your situation. And again, you didn't have to be in that situation. You can go to a shelter. You just don't want to be because you rather be comfortable and then you rather be in this kind of situation. It can't be that bad if you won't leave because you're not saying he's holding you hostage. You got a cell phone. I'm assuming you're on the Wi-Fi if your bills or unless your bill is paid. So I just don't understand why people make these choices and then blame others for the choices that they make. He didn't spring this up on you after you got there. He told you beforehand, hey, these are my requirements for you to stay in my house. You're not fulfilling one of the requirements. And I'm not saying that you should, because you shouldn't have sex with no man, or as a man, you shouldn't have sex with any woman you don't want to have sex with. You shouldn't be forced to do that or coerced or whatever. But then if you knew that that was his end goal right then and there, you should have told him, no, you know what, I appreciate that, but I'm not going to your house because I don't feel comfortable doing that. And you decided to go to his house and you probably figured he wasn't going to push it further after you told him no a couple times, and he still hasn't done that. Well, he's not home. Pack up your shit. Your stuff's in storage. Pack up your shit. Go to a shelter. When he comes back, he'll figure you're not there. He'll probably ask you, where are you? Just tell him you left. And that he's supposed to be a friend, not somebody that's supposed to be trying to have sex with you. And that you don't appreciate that. You guys are no longer going to be friends. That's it. Because you don't need to keep this man in your life, but he's providing a roof over your head. And so you find that convenient enough for you to want to stay there versus a shelter or somewhere else. Because there's plenty of places women can go when they end up homeless, especially when they have children. You just don't want to take responsibility for your actions. You just don't want to do what's necessary because to you, being in that house is a much better situation or a much better choice than for you to go to a shelter, at least in your mind. Because look, listen, if I ended up homeless, I'm not above going to a shelter. I'm not above asking for help if I can't get it from family. I just don't understand. And again, where is your family in all of this? I want to know where they are. You don't have a cousin, have a sister, a mother, a father, anybody who can take you in until you get back on your feet, that you had to ask this friend of 15 years that's a male who's asking you for sex, and you still decided to say yes, hoping that he'd stop asking for sex after the 3 times he asked you and you said no? I don't have much to say. I just think that people need to take responsibility for the choices that they make and the actions that they've taken. I've learned that throughout life hard, and I've learned to accept that I've made mistakes and I've had to pay the consequences. And I have nobody to blame but myself. And so I just expect the same from everybody, but not everybody wants to be held accountable. And we've learned that increasingly with women in today's society, that they don't want to be held accountable for their own actions, or they don't want to take responsibility in the way that they should. And again, this is me not advocating for them to have sex. Do not have sex with this man if you don't want to. But don't pretend like he didn't tell you what he wanted from you before you moved in and you agreed to it. You agreed in the hopes that he would let it go once you moved in the house and told him no. So that's on you. Anyways, that's all I got for this video, guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Be sure to like, subscribe, hit that bell notification. And if you got something you want me to react to, my email's in the description down below. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.